What's good, y'all? It's your boy Sean Peter Blunt Guy. Hey! And we are back with another One Piece chapter reaction. Today we will be reacting to One Piece chapter 1063. The Only Family I've Got. That's the title of the chapter. Before we get into the chapter, though, make sure you guys hit that like button. Also, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Comment down below your thoughts on the chapter and your thoughts on my reaction. Also, follow me on Twitch so you can catch me live and you can engage with me in real time. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and make sure you join the Discord. Come be a part of my community. People who are part of my Discord get special privileges like the opportunity to be on discussion streams with me, right? Live. So make sure you join the Discord. But yeah, so next chapter, baby. It's a new week, new chapter. We are about to get into it. So yes, last chapter we got we got a few things. We learned that Kuma is indeed Joribani's father. We also know that CP0 are on their way to Egghead Island to drop off the Kuma Seraphim and to pretty much off or get rid of Vegapunk and all Vegapunk's satellites that we also learned about last chapter. He has about 6 satellites that are like extensions from himself. We got to meet 3 of them, right? Well, we technically met 2 and kind of got like a little bit of the third one, Shaka, right? We didn't really fully see Shaka, but we got introduced to 3 of them overall. But let's get into this chapter because I'm definitely excited to see where we're going to go from here, especially based on where we left off last chapter. All right, so this is One Piece chapter 1063, The Only Family I've Got. And oh, okay, so I'm looking at the cover page right now, and this is Germa 66 Cold-Blooded Voyage, Volume 21, Puddin's Been Kidnapped. So, we're looking at the landscape, and I'm assuming it's frozen, right? We got Cracker, who is turned to a frozen statue, and we got Brule pretty much crying because Puddin has been kidnapped. Bro, I want to say we talked about this in the discussion that it could potentially be Blackbeard's doing, right? It could be we talked about how Blackbeard, that could have been Aokiji to freeze everybody, and their goal is to take Puddin in order to decipher the poneglyphs. Oh boy, the cover stories is getting juicy. I guess we can only assume it's Aokiji because it looked like these people are frozen, even though I don't know if that's technically ice or if that's like the wax that Mr. 3 forms, and I mean I don't know if Mr. 3 can do all that though. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Mr. 3 can do that much that level of damage. So I think Aokiji might be the one. I think it might be Aokiji. Yeah, I'm excited to see where this cover story leads. All right, so we're back at the lab where Luffy, Joribani, Chopper, and Jinbei is with the Atlas, Vegapunk. And we see that Joribani, Luffy, and Chopper are all fat from all the food they've been eating. It says a satisfying meal. And Joribani says, phew, delicious. And Luffy says, What's keeping everybody? Or what's keeping everybody? Okay. And Chopper says, I bet they'll all love the food machine, except maybe Sanji. So Luffy's talking about like, where's his crew? Like, what's keeping the crew? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's holding them back? I guess. And then Chopper's like, hey, I'm sure everybody will like this thing except Sanji. I kind of pointed that up last chapter. Like, what would Sanji think of this machine that can cook? You know, because Sanji, him being the chef and him being the one who feeds the Straw Hats, I don't think he would like something like this. I don't think he would like something like this feeding his crew, right? Almost acting on his behalf, taking away what the value that he brings to the crew. And then so Atlas says, you guys sure can eat. All four of you have bulging bellies. And I think they corrected the Atlas Vegapunk. I think they corrected him because I think, what was it? She had on number 6 last time. I want to say she had on the number 6 last time, and this time she has 5. You know, yeah, she had 6 last time, and this time I think they corrected the her number because now it looks like it says 5 on it, but I could be wrong. It's kind of far, so it's hard to tell. Jinbei says mine was already like that. Talking about the bellies, the bulging bellies, because that's what Atlas said. And then we got like a little mechanical dog barking, woof, woof. And so we see this mechanical dog. It says the recycling or the recycle cur. Woof, woof. So hold on. We see this little recycling dog. Does that mean that the food that they ate was made from recycled ingredients? So they just eating recycled food. That's disgusting. And Atlas says, well, I ought to get back to work. I don't run riot, no one will. And then she waves and walks off. So I guess she's not going to take the crew to Vegapunk. I'm guessing. You know, she's just off about doing her job. All right, so Atlas looked like she takes off from her little jetpack, you know, and then Bonnie says, "What kind of job is that?" And then we see these little figures walking behind Luffy and Bonnie, these little hooded figures. And then Chopper notices and he says, "Who are they?" And we see it's like a woman in front. You know, I don't know if she's like a machine or what, but it's like a woman. And it's 3 small figures, and then it's another bigger figure walking to the right of the 3 smaller ones. And it says, it has something on his back that says Patrology. 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 And then one of the smaller figures look like it says Lindu, or I don't know. I can't really tell what the words on the back of the small figure, the small little figures that's walking past. I'm not sure. So Bonnie says, I think it's safe to assume they're lab assistants of some kind. And Jinbei says, this place seemed deserted a second ago. Were they hiding because they weren't sure about us? And then Jory Bonnie says, isn't it little hot for these outfits, for those outfits, and then we see says no way for real, and then he says Luffy. I don't know what that Chopper said, calling Luffy. So we see Luffy in one of them little lab jackets that one of the mystery figures, lab assistants. I'm gonna call them lab assistants for now. And that's what I assume they are. One of these little lab assistants jackets, and it has like SSG on it. Trying to see if there's any little hidden clues on his jacket. It says Vega, and then it says SSG. And Luffy says, "Whoa, these clothes feel so light. They're nice and breezy too. Where did you get those?" I'm assuming, I don't know who asked that. Probably Chopper. I'm not too sure. And then Luffy points into, it looked like a little fashion store. It says fashion on it. And he says, "Here," while he's eating like a big old slab of meat. And then Bonnie says, "Nothing beats free clothes after a complimentary meal. Mine still feels sticky from all the seawater. It'd be nice to change." And then we see a bunch of buttons, and it says style selection. How about a battle uniform? And then, okay, so that's what that was. Like Luffy pressed a button, and like it's like the machine is changing them, right? It's changing her. It says, "Hey, wait, I can undress myself." And so we see Jory Bonnie. She done changed, got herself a new little get up, and she says, "These are light. The boots make me feel like I'm floating." And that, I guess everybody done changed. Even Jinbei changed. Jinbei got a little beach looking shirt. Chopper got his little lab coat on and everything. And Jinbei says they even have tropical styles. These would make for perfect disguises, but it's probably too late for that. And then Chopper says, "It's so futuristic." Bruh. Jinbei looking like he at the beach right now. Uncle Jinbei. Uncle Jinbei. Bobby says, "Well, I'm off to find some weapons and deal with Vegapunk. Catch you later." And then Luffy said, "Heads up. It's Kuma. Puma." Or I guess he's eating. They said, "Puma?" And then someone said, "Is it just me or is he looking for us?" Oh boy. We got this big old Kuma looking unit, big old pacifista that says police on it. Like he got like it says police on him. But it is a Kuma police, a Kuma policeman. And, yeah, he looks serious as hell too. It says, "Let's get out of here." Or Luffy says, "Let's get out of here. It's about to charge." And then we got the Kuma unit, and it runs forward, start charging. Bro. See, but it makes sense though, because Kuma was like the first, I don't want to say first, but Kuma was like the main, like Kuma was around Vegapunk a lot, so I could see how Vegapunk used Kuma's design on a lot of the other pacifista, right? Like especially we got the Seraphim, which is like from last chapter, the Seraphim was a Kuma Seraphim, but it makes sense because Vegapunk worked with Kuma so much that he probably has a lot of Kuma's DNA, a lot of the designs that he made for Kuma. He probably uses them often, so it makes sense, right? It makes sense that Vegapunk would reuse Kuma's design a lot, right? So the Kuma unit is the Kuma Pacifista is charging for a laser attack, and I think Luffy says he's going to fire his laser beam. And the Kuma unit says provision and garments reported stolen. Thieves detected. And so we got Jinbei, Joribani, Luffy, and Chopper all running as this beam is directed at them. And they says, huh? That stuff wasn't free? Hell no, it wasn't free. They was chowing down on all that food. And then they say, then why did it just pop out like that? Surely the damage he's causing is worse than what he did. So we see like this big old explosion that they try to avoid from the Kuma unit. And Luffy says, is he trying to kill us? That's a bit harsh for theft. And he says, we'll be toast if we don't fight back. And Jinbei says, yeah, it's just self-defense. Then again, we are pirates, hostile hosts come with the territory. And then they say, either way, we've got no choice. And then we see the Kuma, we see the pacifista try to shoot a laser from his hand, and Luffy comes with like a geared third attack, and he says, gum gum. And then, is that Joribani? Joribani stops, pretty much kicks Luffy in the face and says, stop. Oh boy. That's not the same Kuma though, you know. She getting upset at Luffy, but you know, I guess because it's just the image of her father that she can't really, you know, control, you know. But I guess, you know, not saying it don't make sense. And then the pacifista shoot a blast from his hand that Luffy and Joribani like barely managed to avoid. And Luffy says, what the heck, Bonnie? Didn't you see his lasers? I gotta slug him. And Bonnie's breathing hard. And then we see the pacifist say, beep, beep, beep. And then Joribani says, that's my father. And then Luffy says, what? He's the only... And then she says, he's the only family I've got. And then Chopper says, when you said your dad was turned into a cyborg, you were talking about Kuma? And then Joribani says, I'm begging you. Beep, beep, beep. But this can't be the same Kuma, though. This can't be the same Kuma. You know, like the Kuma... I think the Kuma that is like the original Kuma was the Kuma that is with the revolutionaries at the moment. This is just like a replica pacifista, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, maybe to her it's just like she can't witness them destroying something that is in her father's image, I guess. I don't know, you know, but I would think that she would know that her father was the one that was at Mary Joa and that escape with the Revs. I don't know. I don't get what was, you know. So Bonnie says, please don't hurt my daddy. And she just got all this snot and tears in her eyes and slobber. And then we also see a picture of Kuma, like much more human Kuma, playing with Joribani. Damn, bro. Why they do my man's Kuma like that, man? Like, now I gotta know, bro. Like, now I gotta know what happened with Kuma. You know what I'm saying? Now I gotta know. You know, because Kuma, like right there, you see Kuma playing with Joribani, and he's looking like a good father. Now I feel as though he sacrificed himself for his daughter. I just feel as though that's the case now, man. That has to be the case. All right, man. So the pacifista shoots a beam at Jory Bonnie, and Luffy says, "You dummy, get out of there. It's just a pacifista." And then we see like this huge explosion. It's like the explosion is like the size of a portion of the island. So, all right, so there was a big explosion that Pacifista created, but now we cut to a certain sea in the New World, and we see Mr. Z himself, cause we see Blackbeard's ship going through like some tough looking ocean, and we also see Law's crew, the Polar Tang, and they say it's no good, Captain. Oh, don't tell me Blackbeard is coming for Law's head. Does Blackbeard want Law's devil fruit? Does Blackbeard want Law's devil fruit? Blackbeard is coming for Law. What? What the hell? What? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, I don't like, I scrolled down and seen something that just kind of threw me all out of whack. What the hell? What in the hell? Who is this woman Law? Is Ivankov around or something? Hold on. So we got this female Law, and she says prepare for battle and be quick about it. And we see like water like gushing through the submarine. I guess there's been some damage taken, and even before we get to the female Law, I'm way ahead. I'm way ahead. Law says another hit like that and the water pressure will crush us. Let's surface. We won't be able to escape. And Law says there's land northeast of here. So yeah, it's this female Law. What? What happened? Law says prepare for battle and be quick about it. And we see Beppo. Is Beppo turned to a woman too? I don't know, cause it looked like hold on. And we got I forget the two guys in Law's crew, the two they already show. I can't remember. They show them a lot, but one of them has like the penguin hat, and or both of them have like penguin type hats, and they say, "Wow, Captain, you're so cute now." And then Law says, "Do you have a death wish?" And I think one of them turned to a woman too. And they say, "Crap, we're sorry." And then they turn into women. It says, "It got me too. Keep away from the infected." It said his powers contagious. They're hoping to disorient us with this forced gender flipping. And then Law says it'll be fine though. Our clashes with the emperors taught me that devil fruit powers can be countered if they use a great deal of hockey. Captain, we've surfaced. And then Law looked like he turned back into a man. I guess he was able to use his hockey. I guess I don't know if it's Conqueror's hockey or Armament hockey. He was able to use that to turn back to a male, right? So somebody has a devil fruit that can pretty much gender switch. And so far, the only ones we really know about in this series that can really do that is Ivankov. But Ivankov has to manually do that. He has to, like, inject hormones in your body and pretty much manipulate the hormones you already have and turn you to a woman. It seems like whoever did this, first off, it seemed like they must have had to do it from a distance. They had to do it from a distance because seeing how Law is in his submarine and Blackbeard is on his raft, right? He's on the ship on top of the surface. So they either had to do this from a distance or they had to infect maybe Law or one of his crewmates, up close. Because how it seems, based on what they were saying in the submarine, is that it's infectious or it's contagious. So just being near somebody or touching somebody who's been infected with this gender flip could flip your gender as well. Which that's not how Ivankov's ability work. Like Ivankov has to turn you into a different gender, right? And it wasn't never shown to be contagious, So somebody in the Blackbeard crew got a gender flipping ability. Oh, so this might have been Doc Q that did it. Cause we see someone on like a horse with wings, and it says, "Oh, he's managed to nullify the disease. I'd expect no less from a pirate worth $3 billion." And yeah, it was Doc Q. Hold on, his horse got wings now? Is that I wonder if that's like a devil fruit ability his horse got now? Because I don't think the horse ever had wings before. But the horse got wings now, so maybe it has like a zone, like a bird type zone devil fruit. Doc Q said, "That's how diseases go. An antibody always comes along, and when one person finds a remedy, it's not long before everyone's cured." And he says, "Cough. It was entertaining though, right? I call this one the Milady Transformation Plague." Also, Doc Q got some special. So Doc Q seemed like he might have like a disease devil fruit where he could create diseases. Because he talks about it like he has multiple types of diseases. Now, maybe it's not necessarily a devil fruit ability. Maybe it's just like kind of like Queen had playgrounds, right? Like he had those playgrounds where he could turn people to mummies or zombies or whatever. So maybe Doc Q has like different diseases, like he creates diseases, or maybe it's a devil fruit that it's a disease type devil fruit, which it could create multiple types of disease. Because he said he calls this one the Milady Transformation Plague. Oh, yo, Blackbeard, yo, bruh. Blackbeard is out here making moves. He's out here making moves. So we see Van Auger, who grew a little goatee. He grew a little goat. Go ahead, Van Auger. He said, "Burgess, I'm going to send you over to the island." And then Burgess says, "Got it." So with Burgess's face, it looks like half mechanical. Like half his jaw looked like it's kind of like Wapple or something. So hold on. What does Van Auger? What ability does Van Auger has where he can like send Burgess somewhere else? Cause like he like teleported Burgess. Does Van Auger? Okay. Oh, all right. I just noticed. I didn't even read the full names because it says Doc Q It says Doc Q, and then it says he has the sick fruit. So Doc Q has some devil fruit that could cause sickness. Hey, bro, Doc Q, Chopper. Doc Q versus Chopper. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Doc Q versus Chopper. The sick fruit versus a doctor who actually is going to be healing people. And then Van Auger has the warp fruit. So he can teleport people. What was okay? I was thinking Bluno from CP9. I thought he had the warp fruit, but he has the door fruit. Never mind. Van Auger has the warp fruit. Oh, and I know Usopp is gonna have to deal with that. Usopp is gonna have to deal with Van Auger, and so I know Usopp is going to have to use his awakened observation hockey in order to combat Van Auger. We see that Jesus Burgess gets teleported, says bleep. And then we hear somebody yelling, and they says, somebody's in the woods. And we see Law's face. And then we see Jesus Burgess lifting up a huge mountain looking thing. And he says, "We ha ha ha, my buff fruit powers are the freaking best." So it says Jesus Burgess, buff fruit. So I'm assuming that just makes you super strong, right? It just makes someone like super strong. Yeah. Even though Burgess was already pretty strong in his own right. And it says, "We ha ha ha." And it says Burgess, he's lifting a mountain. And we see Law. So Law and his crew are on this island or whatever. They're on this island. And Burgess is about to pretty much throw a whole mountain at these guys. And one of the Law's crew said, "How did he get in front of us?" And then Law says, "Superhuman strength, bizarre contagions, teleportation. These guys have hunted down some insane powers. No wonder their bounties keep rising." And then we see this mountain falling from the sky, and they said, and Law's crew said, "It's going to crush us." And Law says, "Room." And I guess Law either teleported him and his crew out of the way of that mountain, or he teleported that mountain somewhere else. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Seeing how Blackbeard is currently wherever Law is, and we haven't seen Shiru, right, or Aokiji, so maybe they are in Whole Cake Island, when it comes to the cover page, the cover story. So we see Blackbeard, Z ha ha ha, and he is on a horse with Doc Q. And he says, "It's been a while, hasn't it, Trafalgar Law?" And we see Law huff, "What do you want?" And then Blackbeard said, "Is that any way to speak to a fellow member of the worst generation?" And then he says, "When you kid in Straw Hat left Wano, I knew one of you would end up here." And then we see the horse say, "Knee whiz." It says, "But I had no way of knowing which of you would show." And then we see Doc Q and the horse, and Doc Q says, Commodore Cuff, Stronger says he's struggling to carry your weight. I'm struggling myself." Blackbeard too big to be on that horse. And then we got Stronger, who has the mythical horse zone fruit model Pegasus. Okay, so yeah, so Stronger does have a devil fruit as well. He has the mythical model Pegasus, the horse fruit. And then Blackbeard says, with Big Mom and Kaido gone, the world's going to turn on its head. Sounds fun, huh? Z ha 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 ha. And then Blackbeard says, Kaido had one, didn't he? Just how many low poneglyph rubbins have you got? I'll be taking them off your hands. Oh, now this is what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting to see Blackbeard actually go for some poneglyphs. And Law says, you took the words right out of my mouth. Let's settle this. Winner takes all. And then it says, when Titans clash, One Piece end. Bro. It's getting juicy. It's getting juicy in the One Piece world. Oh man. All right, man. So let's recount this chapter, man. Let's recount this chapter. Starting off, cover story. Puddin is kidnapped. Who took Puddin? It looked like all these people are frozen in ice and Puddin's gone. Look like this is another one of Blackbeard's moves in a chapter where we got Blackbeard making more moves. And so, moving on to the chapter, the Straw Hats finished, they stuffed their mouths, and Vegapunk Atlas left, said, he had, or she has work to do. And so then we see these little, what we presume to be lab assistants walking past, and Luffy ended up finding some new gear, right? So all the other, or Jory Bonnie, Jinbei, and Chopper all change their threads, right? But, what they were doing was technically stealing, right? Because we see a pacifista show up, one that looked just like Kuma, right? A Kuma pacifista show up that says police on it. So this is like the island's police force pacifista, right? They show up because supposedly Luffy and his group were stealing. They were stealing food. They were stealing clothes. So now it shows up, and it pretty much off the rip starts attacking the group, and Luffy goes in to attack this pacifista, but Jory Bonnie stops Luffy and pretty much says, hey, that's my dad. So now Luffy, Chopper, and Jinbei all know that Kuma is Jory Bonnie's dad. Because she hinted at it earlier. She said my dad was turned to a cyborg and now he lost himself. But she never told the group that her dad was Kuma. So now that this pacifista that looks like Kuma shows up, now she spills the beans. But Luffy's like, look, you gotta let me attack this thing, man. It's trying to hurt us. It's a pacifista, it's not your dad. This one's just a normal pacifista. So then we eventually cut. We cut to another ocean, another part of the sea in the New World, where we see Blackbeard's ship attacking something, right? Attacking something. We learn that it's Law's crew. It is Law's crew, right? And Law's crew have been turned into women by Doc Q's sick devil fruit that we eventually learn what his devil fruit is. He has a sick devil fruit, which it can pretty much put plagues on people, right? Like I guess he shoots like a beam or something. I'm not sure how he infects people, but he infects people and then it becomes contagious. So other people start turning into the opposite gender as well, right? But Law is able to counter that this sick devil fruit ability with Haki. You know, now whether it's Conqueror's Haki or some armament Haki, we don't know. You know, because the lightning looks different than it's normally shown. I would assume it's Conqueror's Haki though. Personally, I would assume it's Conqueror's Haki. So we also learn that Burgess has a devil fruit as well. Or not Burgess and Von Augur. Von Augur has the warp fruit where he's able to teleport Burgess to this island that Law and his crew submerged on. Like they came from under the water and they I guess got out of their submarine so it didn't continue to take any damage so they could fight freely. And Augur uses his warp fruit to transport Burgess to this island. And we learn that Burgess also has a devil fruit. He has the buff fruit, which I assume gives the user super strength, which Burgess was already a pretty strong guy as it was. But now he's even stronger. Bit of scary. I think this might be Sanji's fight. I think Sanji might have to fight Burgess, maybe with especially since Sanji's body is augmented as well, and you also throw like the raid suit. I'm just saying. I'm thinking that's going to be Sanji's fight right there. So yeah. So now we see. So then who decides to show up? Blackbeard shows up riding Stronger, which is Doc Q's horse, who also has a devil fruit. He has the horse fruit model, mythical model Pegasus, because Pegasus is a mythical creature, right? So Blackbeard shows up talking about like, hey, I knew after you guys took out Kaido and Big Mom, I knew you, Kid, or Luffy would show up here. Now I just want to know where them poneglyph rubbins at. Run me them poneglyph rubbins. And Law also says, look, how about this? We fight, winner takes all. Because that's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking to see what you got as well. So, and Blackbeard also kind of makes it a point where he says when Big Mom and Kaido's gone, the world will be turned upside down, which kind of brought up a point that still hasn't been acknowledged. The fate of Big Mom and Kaido. Are they really dead? Is Big Mom and Kaido really dead? Because it seems like it's been some time that going by, and it seems like there's still no sign of them. There is still no sign of Big Mom and Kaido, so are they dead? Or are they somewhere healing and recovering and eventually to come back? I don't know. But yeah. So man, so Blackbeard is on the move. He's trying to get the poneglyphs. This kind of proves that Blackbeard's plan was never to go after poneglyphs. His plan was to wait to let other people work and let them get the poneglyph rubbins and take it from them, which is smart. That's smart. That's why you gotta put some respect on Blackbeard's name, because this man is like, look, why do the work when y'all do the work for me, right? Why should I do the work when I let you guys do the work for me? Y'all took out Kaido and Big Mom for me. Now y'all gonna bring me some poneglyphs. So the question is, what is Law's fate though? Can he escape Blackbeard, or is Blackbeard gonna beat Law, turn him to a prisoner? Maybe he might just beat him and leave him alone. I don't know. I don't see Blackbeard just beating him and leaving him alone. I see Blackbeard possibly trying to take his devil fruit and killing Law potentially. But I don't see Law dying. I don't know. It's a scary thought. And I guess this also kind of proves that Law isn't working with Blackbeard. I know there was a theory out there about Law working for Blackbeard. That doesn't seem to be the case. That doesn't seem to be the case. So yeah, it was a great chapter. You know, we got Pacifista, we got Kuma back in. You know, a different Pacifista Kuma though, and you know, I'm curious how Bonnie responds to this situation. And we also got Blackbeard versus Law. Law out here having to fight another Yonko. Hey, I am hype for the next chapter. I will say that. But yeah, guys, that is the chapter. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Also, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitch so you could catch me live and you can interact with me in real time. Also, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this chapter. Any, you know, what stuck out to you? Let me know your theories. Like, what's up? What are your guys' thoughts on what's going on in the chapter? Let me know down in the comments. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and join the Discord. Join the Discord where we talk One Piece. We talk other manga and anime. You can also submit One Piece content for me to react to. And, you know, we can also talk about other stuff like sports, music, whatever. So make sure you become part of the community. But anyway, y'all, it's your boy Sean P. the Bluff God, and I'm out of here. Peace.